Everyone, this is Tia Sabachi doing another quick video. Sometimes clients might ask why their ritual or their work that they've requested is not working. And so this is just a quick summary of some of the reasons I came up with that I've seen why it doesn't work for a client when they perform a ritual, purchase a ritual, maybe even an offering or a certain petition is not answered. So the number one reason that a ritual might not work for a client is their lack of spiritual discipline. They're inconsistent. They're not following instructions. They're treating the work casually as if it's just something that they just got into and they don't really even know what they're working with. They're not respecting the craft of the work, the lineage of the work, what spirits or deities they're working with. The client might be instructed to do something specific and they'll say, okay, yeah, I'll do it. And they don't do it. Or I see this a lot, specifically in love spells. If you're doing a certain ritual or love bind or something of that sort, and the client is instructed not to contact the target or leave the target alone, let things kind of play out, the first thing they'll do is do the opposite, right? So is their lack of discipline in the work itself. Wrong intention or hidden motives is another one that I've seen. Sometimes a client will come to me and say, hey, I want you to do a ritual on someone that wronged me. I want you to banish them. They're a terrible person. But in all reality, maybe the target's not a terrible person. Maybe the target is innocent. And the ritual or the request that you're asking, the infumbe or the spirit or whatever it is that you're working with, is not justifiable. And you have to remember, everybody is spiritually protected at some level. So if you're out here doing things that you're not supposed to be doing, sometimes they have their spirits that walk with them and they see what's coming and they'll provide some kind of protection or guidance so it doesn't attack them. And so sometimes clients might have hidden motives. I hate to say this, but a lot of times people will paint a picture a certain way and it's not honestly all the truth. That's why I am very particular about who I work with. And if I even sense that you're lying to me or you're not being 100% honest and straightforward, I'm not even going to bother because I respect my craft, I respect my practice, and I don't want to bother or awaken an energy for someone that's not being honest or straightforward. There might be spiritual blockages or hexes with the client that you're working with, and that's why their rituals or, their ebos are not working. They could be having some karmatic depth that they're going through. They might be going through some blockages, and so they're asking for a love spell, but every other aspect of their life is fucked up. Well, maybe love is not what you should be focusing on right now. Maybe finding a job or improving your health. So you have to be balanced. And that's why consultations are needed before you even decide that you want to do something. Anybody who will just text you and say, yeah, I can do that for you without consulting, that's a red flag for me. The client interferes with the work, so maybe over-checking, obsessing, or trying other spells on top of the one that they're doing. I had a client at one point many years ago. He was going to like 4 or 5 different practitioners doing 4 or 5 different things on one target. And it was starting to interfere because no one knew who to take over at this point because you have like so many energies on one object or one subject, and it was just too much. So I don't recommend that you do that. You work with one person, one practice, and that's it. Don't start interfering and mixing all kinds of shit because it actually can backfire. Another one is sometimes disbelief, fear, mockery. They doubt the spirits, they fear the spirits, they mock the work. Oh, that shit ain't gonna work. I know it ain't gonna work. Oh, yeah, that spirit, I don't even know anything about the orishas, the infumbe, or, anything, and whatever practice it might be. The moment that you start fearing, the moment you start disbelieving or doubting or even mocking these practices, forget about it. They're not going to help you. And then sometimes also the client refuses to let go. They don't do their part of continuing on with their life. and they've done a ritual, believe in the ritual you did it, and let it go. They want to cling, they want to control, they want to move things on their own, and you're interfering. So that's why, again, practitioners, they give you certain instructions, and you have to follow them. If not, then don't fucking do it. Just leave it alone or do your own thing. But when you're working with occult practices, closed door practices, there are certain things that you can and you cannot do. You must follow those instructions. Lack of spiritual cleanness. Lack of spiritual cleanness. You have an unclean home. You're a toxic person. You're a negative person. And then you're trying to work with spirits and energies and stuff to help you with something, but you're not doing good for yourself. You're a negative person. You're always thinking negative. Rituals might not work for you. And again, that's why I'm very particular about who I do stuff for. I need to consult. I need to make sure all those things are aligned before we do anything, so you're not calling me and saying, oh my God, it's not working. Well, that's why I have to consult you. And then there's some people who possess a certain type of characteristic when I'm talking to them, and then later down the line, they're a whole different person. Make sure you're honest with your practitioners. If you're an obsessive person, if you're a lazy person, if you're a negative person, if you're a liar, if you're just doing this to harm someone and whatever your story is not true, you might want to disclose that. You might want to disclose that because maybe if I won't know, the spirit definitely knows. The Mfumba knows, the deity knows. So again, not all targets are spiritually accessible. Some are protected. And then again, that's what the consultation comes in for, to make sure that what you're doing is aligned and it's something that can be done. And a lot of reasons rituals don't work is not so much the spirit, the deity, what you're working with. It's the person. It's the person. They're just not aligned with the work. They're not doing their part. They're lying. Something's not right. They're not doing what they were supposed to do as far as instructions. And that's just pretty much my summary of why something might not work for you. Thanks again for watching. Bendiciones.